Imagine your grocery bills skyrocketing by 6 to 9%, or picture paying an extra $2,600, possibly as high as $7,600 every single year due to new tariffs. This could be our reality depending on who wins the 2024 presidential election, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. In today's video, we're breaking down exactly how each candidate's economic policies could impact your wallet, whether it's changes in taxes, shifts in prices, or surprising new expenses. This isn't just about the candidates, it's about how your personal finances could change overnight. Let's get into it. Let's start with Trump's proposed tariffs. He plans to impose a universal 20% tariff on all imports and as high as 60% on goods from China. His goal is to protect American jobs and reduce reliance on foreign manufacturing. But here's the catch. Tariffs are usually passed on to consumers, meaning everyday goods could get a lot more expensive. Economic analysts estimate that these tariffs could increase the annual cost for the average American household by about $2,600, with some projections as high as $7,600, depending on how much foreign-made goods you buy. This increase could push inflation up to between 6% and 9% by 2026. For families, this means adjusting their budget to handle higher prices on essentials like clothing, electronics, and even groceries. To minimize the impact, consider stocking up on non-perishables now or looking into domestically produced alternatives. But if tariffs go into effect, be prepared to adjust your spending on imported items, as these costs are likely to hit consumers hard. Now let's talk taxes. Trump plans to make tips, overtime pay, and Social Security benefits exempt from income tax. This could have an immediate, tangible impact on many Americans' budgets, especially for those working extra hours or in tipped positions. Imagine you're earning an extra $200 a month in tips or overtime. Under Trump's plan, that entire $200 would stay in your pocket instead of being partially taken by taxes. For middle and lower income earners, this exemption could mean hundreds, even thousands of dollars in extra annual income, money that can go straight toward paying down high-interest credit card debt, setting up an emergency fund, or even just handling rising costs. However, it's essential to look at the potential downside. If these tax breaks aren't offset by other revenue sources, they could strain the Social Security system, which already faces long-term sustainability issues. In fact, some experts warn that removing taxes on Social Security could push the system toward insolvency 3 years sooner than projected, affecting future benefits for retirees. So, while there's immediate financial relief, it's a policy that comes with a trade-off. On the other side, Harris's plan includes a major expansion of the child tax credit, providing up to $3,600 per child annually and a one-time $6,000 credit for a child's first year. This policy aims to give families some financial breathing room, especially when a new child comes with expenses for things like formula, diapers, and childcare. But here's the reality check. While $6,000 sounds substantial, it doesn't come close to covering the average $13,000 annual cost of raising an infant in the U.S. For new parents, it's helpful, but far from a complete solution. Families will still need to budget carefully for high-cost essentials. Think of this credit as a financial cushion rather than a full offset. If you qualify, use it to cover some immediate necessities, but it's wise to still have a long-term plan. Look at other support systems available, or consider building a dedicated fund for ongoing childcare costs. Harris's credit offers relief, but it's by no means a financial game changer on its own. Trump is also pushing for a corporate tax cut on domestic manufacturing, reducing the rate from 21% to 15%. This policy is aimed at revitalizing American manufacturing jobs by incentivizing businesses to keep production within the U.S. for someone invested in the stock market, especially in manufacturing-focused companies. This tax cut could lead to higher stock valuations, potentially benefiting your investment portfolio. However, economists argue that corporate tax cuts primarily benefit business owners and shareholders, not necessarily the average worker. So while there might be job growth, wages may not increase significantly significantly. If you're not directly in manufacturing, this policy might seem distant, but for those with retirement accounts or investments in domestic companies, this could mean growth potential. Just keep in mind that the benefits might be more substantial for high-income earners and investors rather than everyday workers. Harris's platform includes support for small business owners through a $50,000 deduction for startup costs and access to zero-interest loans via a small business expansion fund. If you've been wanting to start a business but were held back by costs, this could be a golden opportunity. With $50,000 in deductions, new entrepreneurs could offset expenses on equipment, rent, or even early employee salaries. But remember, even with this financial boost, building a successful business requires careful planning and budgeting. View this fund as a stepping stone, not a safety net. A solid business plan and long-term budgeting are crucial to ensuring your business can survive beyond the startup phase. For current business owners, these benefits could ease expansion and help secure additional working capital. So, if you're looking to grow, this is the time to evaluate how these incentives might improve cash flow and reduce borrowing costs. Food prices have been a growing concern, and Harris proposes several measures to address this. Her plan includes building resilient food supply chains to prevent shortages and cracking down on price gouging to stabilize costs. By targeting unfair price increases, she aims to bring grocery prices down, a key relief for families dealing with tight budgets. If this plan succeeds, we could see more stable grocery prices. However, the impact might not be immediate, as strengthening supply chains is a long-term process. In the short term, consumers could still face volatility, especially with inflation. To adapt, it's smart to monitor your food spending and find areas to save, like buying in bulk or choosing budget-friendly options. If Harris's policies do reduce costs, take advantage of those savings by allocating them toward debt repayment or building up your savings. But keep in mind that food cost stability won't be an overnight change. Healthcare costs are another key issue. Harris proposes expanding ACA tax credits and capping prescription drug costs at $2,000 for out-of-pocket expenses, with a specific $35 cap on insulin, with millions struggling with medical expenses. This could bring substantial relief, particularly for those with chronic conditions. For a family that spends hundreds monthly on medications, these caps could mean real savings. Lower healthcare costs also free up money that can go toward retirement savings or covering other essential expenses. However, critics argue that these changes could increase government spending, potentially leading to higher taxes in other areas down the line. So while the immediate benefits might be clear, it's worth keeping an eye on how these changes could affect your tax burden over time. Both candidates have pledged not to cut Social Security or Medicare. For seniors, this assurance could provide some peace of mind, especially as both programs face financial challenges. Trump's approach involves exempting Social Security from income taxes, while Harris's plan focuses on maintaining benefits. Here's where it gets tricky. Trump's tax exemptions could lead to a shortfall, possibly pushing Social Security closer to insolvency. Meanwhile, Harris's commitment to maintaining benefits without raising the retirement age might mean higher government spending, which could lead to tax adjustments. For retirees, the immediate impact of Trump's tax break is appealing, but for younger workers, consider this a reminder to diversify your retirement planning. Relying solely on Social Security may not be sustainable in the long run. So, what's the takeaway? Each candidate has ambitious plans, but every proposal comes with its own costs and benefits. Trump's policies might offer immediate tax relief and boost certain industries, but they could drive up costs elsewhere, like tariffs increasing the price of imports. Harris's policies may provide targeted support for families and healthcare relief, but could also lead to higher spending, which might affect taxes in the long run. No matter the outcome, remember, the best way to protect your finances is by staying informed and proactive. Adjust your budget, plan for rising costs, and make the most of any financial relief that comes your way. Because while elections bring change, your financial security starts with the choices you make every day. Subscribe.